Hello everyone, I hope you're all good and well, and the world is in a much better place knowing that Donald Trump and Elon Musk will both be in government. A little while ago, I posted a poll asking my viewers who they felt had the best classic rock bands, the US or the UK, and the results were overwhelmingly in favour of the Brits. And what I did is I took those results away and the comments from the viewers and I made a little video out of it, and I quite enjoyed it. So following that, I thought I'd do the same thing again, but this time for heavy metal. Now I genuinely thought this was going to be very one-sided, so I'm extremely surprised with the outcome of these results. Drum roll please. And once again, you voted in your millions, and the results don't lie. 46% of you voted in favour of British heavy metal. If it was solely based on the 70s, then I would say the UK wins. But when you delve into the 80s, 90s, 2000s and beyond, the US just owns. I mean, the 80s alone had Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax, Slayer, to name but a few. And then beyond that, you've got bands like Slipknot, System of a Down, Korn, Deftones, Tool, Mastodon, Pantera, Machine Head. I could go on and on. If it was my choice, I would pick the US. But let's be honest, you don't care about what I think. Let's delve into your views and comments. First comment from Win Retiree, Nordic Metal, of course. Thank you. That's extremely helpful. Next comment from one of my long-time viewers, Tom, who I'm hopefully going to share a beer with at Bloodstock Festival next year. I couldn't decide, so I had to look at my Spotify history. We have a surefire winner with 8 out of the last 10 artists I'd listened to. Our winner is Europe. Thanks, Tom. That's really helpful. I can see a trend happening here, but at least it's the continent Europe and not the band Europe. At JP16K92, voted UK, but the truth? Finland, Sweden. Okay, I know I've got a lot of Nordic listeners and European listeners out there, but I just want you to vote for the US or the UK, please. Next message from Josh, who I can always rely upon to give a detailed and sensible answer. However, I did discuss this potential video with him several months back, so he's had a little bit of time to prepare. We can all agree that without Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden and Motorhead, there simply wouldn't be metal as we know it. They invented the genre. UK even has Cradle of Filth, Sleep Token, Venom, Carcass, Napalm Death and Bullet for My Valentine under its belt. However, American metal perfected it. Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, Anthrax, though I don't believe they should be in the big four. Then the Bay Area produced Machine Head, Exodus, Testament and Death Angel. Then from Texas you get Pantera, who I'm seeing next year and I can't bloody wait. Then the new metal category, Slipknot, Korn, Cold Chamber. Then you get into Mastodon. Thank you for mentioning Mastodon, one of my top 5 favourite bands of any genre of all time. Lamb of God, Trivium, Killswitch Engage, Devil Driver, then deathcore bands such as Job for a Cowboy, Whitechapel, Chelsea Grin, Lorna Shore. Haven't even mentioned Death, Cannibal Corpse, Gnarl, or the death metal movement. Good God, I made it this far without even mentioning Knock Loose. Brand of Sacrifice and Devin Townsend are honoured Canadian mentions. So I may be American and love wholeheartedly my British metal and acknowledge that they invented the genre. American metal took the foundation they made and built a monument to be adored for all time. That's such a great comment. And from Katie Ruff, what Josh said, but they go on to say, if Metallica ever got their hands on a drummer, they'd be unstoppable. Completely agree. P.S. Agree about Anthrax, would swap them out for Exodus or Testament any day. Controversial. What's all this hate towards Anthrax? They were the party thrash band of the big four, in my opinion. I love Anthrax. I think they wholeheartedly deserve to be in that top 4. Leave them alone. D of NE 99, I'd have to go British here. They started it. I don't really think that America perfected it. They just moved it along with their versions. Although there's some exceptions. I'm not much of a fan of anything too heavy or screamy, so I suppose I'd say Maiden topped the tree for me. They were there at the start of the new wave of British heavy metal, and they've consistently produced great music and fantastic shows. Plus I just love the fact that Bruce would fly the plane on their world tours. I was trying to get D of NE 99 and Josh to have a virtual fight over a game of Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, but he come back and said, considering that the last video game I played was Pac-Man when I helped deliver the machine to Earl's Court for an exhibition in the early 90s, when it was brand new, that might be a slightly one-sided contest. Sonic boom, mate. Dina Bennett, or is that Dean A. Bennett? I'm not too sure, apologies. I said American because I wanted to add Alter Bridge and Disturbed. Don't come at me, I love them both. But I mostly listen to Finnish and Swedish metal. Nothing wrong with that, mate. Okay, we're on a bit of a roll here. We're getting a trend of serious and genuine answers, not just people calling out Nordic metal. Next message from Colin Baster. After Forever, Revamp, Epica, Mayan, blah, 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 blah. Dutch metal. However, we did have a good chuckle in the comments discussing the Venga Boys. At Russ in Canada, I wonder where they reside. Canada, Voivod. Mikael Ackerfeld calls them the best band in the world. My favourite Mikael moment was when I watched Opeth at the Royal Albert Hall in 2010 and he decided to shout the C word because he felt that that specific word probably hadn't been shouted before at that historic venue. I think he's right. It's one of my favourite gig moments of all time. At Douglas Dennett, this viewer just wants to say thank you. We love the magical music of Miss Angelina Jordan, master vocalist. Oh my god. Wrong, Fred, but thank you nevertheless. I had to translate this username, so apologies if I got this wrong, but this is from Nazia, who's a Greek viewer. Tough decision. I am mostly a power metal guy. Two of my favourite bands are German, Halloween and Blind Guardian, but I really love Unleash the Archers from Canada and Love Bites from Japan. I'm a big Love Bites fan as well. I was fortunate enough to see them in June or July for the very first time. I even did a gig vlog. Check that video out if you haven't already. Ray and Mayu, who I always have good fun talking with. As you know, we would say neither UK nor US, but Japan. We don't know of any band that can compete with Hanabiye, hopefully I said it right this time, or Maximum the Hormone. No, dear fanatics, not even the boring Love Bites. If you hadn't recommended some great whiskey to me recently, then I would ban you from my channel. But since you insist, we'll go with UK because Harper, Bird in a Cage is absolutely great, which I've still got to listen to by the way. It's from the UK and we count System of a Down as an Armenian band. I would put System of a Down in the US bucket as I alluded to earlier in this video, so I'm not sure if that sways your decision in any way. Let me know. I can always guarantee that Philip will give a very interesting answer. I really loved Black Sabbath when I was 12. What? You don't love them now? For now, I'll go with Etta James or Amy Winehouse, and you know number one for me is Angelina Jordan. As far as rock, for me, there is still nothing better than Led Zeppelin and the Stones. Maybe Guns N' Roses could come close. Yeah, I mean, these aren't heavy metal. I wouldn't even classify Guns N' Roses as heavy metal. They are hard rock, so slightly different genres. Classic rock, I would say. But I'm an old fart who isn't up on newfangled stuff. For me, rock just sort of went shit around 1975. What are you on about, mate? Then one time I was riding in the car with a friend from college and Sweet Child of Mine came on the radio and I asked, who is that? Her dad owned a radio station in Dallas at the time, so she knew all of the popular music. She got us tickets to go see Poison once, but I only wanted to go because Lita Ford was the opening act. By the time Poison took the stage, I was so wasted that all I remember was that it was green. I think Poison killed your musical taste buds. Last comment from Fred Barnes. I'd have to say the American bands are more popular, which is not the same thing as better. I completely agree, Fred. Look at Limp Bizkit. I don't know about you, but I found some of that interesting, some of it insightful, and quite a lot of it clearly trying to wind me up. But thank you to everyone that voted and submitted their comments, because without that I clearly wouldn't have been able to make this video. I suppose the next logical step would be to open up this poll to the rest of the world and make a video out of that. But at this early stage I'm a little bit unsure as how to tackle it. Do I do it as continents? Do I do it as specific countries? Let me know what you think in the comments section below, because there's so much great heavy metal and hard rock in the world at this moment in time. We've got Japan, we've got India, the US and UK of course, but Eastern Europe, Central Europe, the Nordics, I could go on and on. Let me know what you think, because your feedback is most welcome. If you've enjoyed this video, kindly give it a thumbs up, comment and subscribe if you want to see some more. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. Look after yourselves. Hopefully I'll see you very soon. Bye for now, people.